Welcome back to another video from Only Copilot fans. I'm your host, AJ Ansari. When people build agents with Copilot Studio, one of the most commonly added skills is the ability to send an email, whether it's using the Office 365 Outlook MCP server, or the standard Office 365 Outlook connector, or Gmail, or anything along those lines. If you too have ever added one of those tools or connectors to your agent, you were probably hoping that the sent email would look something like this, nicely formatted with colors, alternating rows, and so on. You see a beautiful table here, a signature, a link to some of the information and whatnot. Or maybe you're hoping it will at least look something like this, broken down with bullet points and bold and regular fonts, etc. Easy on the eyes. But instead, what you get is something like this. All the information, just absolutely no formatting, everything just collapsed into one. So how do you actually get your agent to render your emails beautifully like the other ones that I've just shown you? I'm going to show you the exact steps, and it's really simple. So let's get started. So let's bring up my browser window where I've got Copilot Studio open. Here, this is a very simple agent, and this agent has no specific instructions. What I do have is a tool for sending emails, and I've done no special configuration for this either. And this is a tool from the Office 365 Outlook family of connectors. And now if I go ahead and paste an instruction, send me an email with breakdown in Copilot Studio billing rates for different features. Now at this point in time, it's going to run through its motions, and you will see it should look through the knowledge sources that it has or its own general knowledge. And you'll notice that it does seem to apply some information or some kind of formatting to the email. And it even applies a generic signature called Best Regards Agent. And let's see what this actually looks like, though, in my outbound folder. So in my sent folder, this is how it looks. Without HTML tags, you will notice that most email clients will not render line breaks and all the other types of formatting, even though the agent itself thinks it is adding that kind of formatting to it. So what you need to do then is be very explicit about adding HTML formatting. So there's one simple way and there's more complex ways. Let me show you the simple way first before I go into a more complex example. So I've got a second agent, and in this second agent, again, I've got the basic Office 365 Outlook email connector, nothing special over here, but you'll notice that I've got a few unique instructions. And so one instruction is always apply HTML formatting to emails that you send. No specifics, just leaving it to its own best behavior, but telling it to apply HTML formatting. And then also apply a signature to emails you send. But this time, instead of some generic virtual agent reference, I'll have it both use some line breaks, use some bold formatting, and then use a variable system.bot.name. So it's going to pick specifically the name of the agent, agent simple HTML. Let's see how it's going to render this particular email. So same prompt, we're going to have it run through its motions. So we'll see what it's going to do at this point. All right, it looks like it's got something over here. Let's see in my sent folder. So now I see over here, it's giving some level of breakdown. And you can see it's applied my unique signature with a line break with bold. And this also applied some bullet points, and it's applied some bold and other types of formatting. This makes it more readable. But then how do I get from here to something that has more colors and that has more formatting and design? Well, this is where you're going to have to come up with a more complex set of instructions. And this can be very different for you, but I'll show you an example of what I use in some of the agents that I have. So here I've got a third agent, and my third agent, again, has my send an email tool and nothing else that is unique about it, but I've got a lot of instructions here. So first, I've got an instruction that says, when sending an email, always follow the steps shown in the process titled email formatting. Now, down here, I've broken down about 8 or 9 different steps. So the first one says, always apply HTML formatting, use color as needed. I give it an example of what our corporate colors are with an HTML tag, and then also say, use this font, bold, italicize, and underline where appropriate. And then I've got, always apply a banner box with rounded corners at the top of the email with a bold headline. I will have it selectively apply green for positive, yellow for alerts, light blue for neutral, or red color for urgent or anything that is negative. And also tell it to use icons, let's just check mark or warning icon so that it is more eye-catching. And basically, this is what happens when we set that type of instruction. This is that banner that we're talking about. So this banner bar is going to have a little information icon, some nice formatting. It stands out right away so the recipient knows what this email is about. And then we can also say use numbered or bulleted lists as appropriate. And we give it instructions on financial amounts. Not everything will have financial amounts, but if it does, we can give it specific examples on prefix, what the formatting should be, always use 2 decimal points, or negative numbers should be shown this way, etc. And then I've got, for important information, use a box with a light gray or neutral colored background with a border on the left side only. So if you look back into my email here, this is what we're doing. So this is also going to catch the reader's attention. It'll make certain things stand out in a very specific box that can't miss your attention. And notice it's using my corporate colors because I've told it that this is one of my corporate colors, orange and light gray. Now going back, I've also got use table-based layout and inline styles for best compatibility for email clients. And if there are any tables, use the specific orange color for row headers. Use alternate shading for rows. Column header should be in bold for numerical columns where customization is appropriate to show totals. Apply a signature that begins with, and again, some type of information that we had before, and show the company's name, and then also display a confirmation message. So this time, let's do something different. Instead of billing rates, let's ask it for something that might actually have some tabular information. So I'm going to say, email me a list of customers as a table with your name, salesperson code, and balance due amount. And so now this time it will actually use my Business Central MCP tool, and it should gather or pull the list of customers and get the information I've specifically asked it for. And then let's see how it's going to send or render this particular request. So this might take just a second longer than the other ones do. The other ones just standard looking through information from knowledge sources and representing that. But here it's going to be pulling some information out of Business Central. This is live data from an example or from a sample company that I have. It's generating its plan. And here it's got a list. It's been able to find some information. All right. It's going through its motions. And now it's got an output that is generated from the system. And shortly it should start to package this and send this as an email. And now it's created the email and it should be sending me a confirmation right now over here as a chat message based on my last step. Let's go check that email outbox and see what's in my sent folder. So now this time I can see it's got a nice header, customer balance due report. I can see some information about what is going to be in here. I've got my table with the alternating rows. I've got those $ prefixes like I asked for before. I've got a nice total without having specifically asked for it because the instructions said it should. It's applied my email signature formatting and also added my company name. So this is how you go very quickly from something like this to something like this. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. And if you haven't already subscribed to, please subscribe to our channel and tell your friends about it. And we'll see you again on another Only Copilot Fans video. Bye for now.